going to call to order the January 5th meeting of the Harris Township Board of Supervisors. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. It's not on the printed agenda, but our first order of business is the swearing in of our new supervisor, Chris Morrell, and our tax collector, Bridget Armstrong. So,
They want to step forward. Oh, okay.
Put your hand up.
So, why don't we start with you, Bridget? Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you, Bridget Armstrong, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that you will discharge the duties of tax collector in Harris Township, Center County with fidelity?
I do.
Congratulations. Thanks for your service. Morrell, Christopher Morrell. All right, if you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that you will discharge the duties of supervisor in Harris Township, Center County with fidelity? Congratulations. Thank you.
How many more of these do you have to do today?
There were two other ones today at College Township.
Who's that? That's not my card. I hope not.
Nope. It's not your car.
Huh?
It's done. It's not your car.
Okay. It's parked right out the door.
Oh, that was coming from that.
unless they already disabled the alarm and are running off with it.
Yeah, they can have it. I just want the Pell's barn thing for the dogs in the back.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Have a good evening.
Okay, I would like to say a little bit about our new supervisor, Chris. I'm very excited that he's joined us. He is, since he's been on the ballot from the primary, he has attended every one of our meetings so he can get up to speed. Previously, he served as judge of elections for Harris Township. Was that just the East Precinct or the whole thing?
It was just west.
Oh, West, okay. Anyway, but we welcome him, and I look forward to working with him, and I'm sure the rest of the board does too. So, next on the agenda is approval of minutes of December 8th, public hearings and the regular meeting.
I move that we approve those minutes.
Second.
Any questions, additions, corrections? Okay, seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. Next is citizen comments. If anybody in the public would like to comment on any item not on the agenda for this evening, the time to do so is now. 5-minute limit, please. And if there's any comments relating to specific items that are on the agenda, they'll be held for that time when that item comes up. So, any public comment? All right. Seeing none. New agenda items, Pennsylvania Act 65. Any the board member want to introduce a new agenda item? I didn't think so. Okay, township business. The first thing is organization of the Board of Supervisors. So since I was vice chair last year and our chair is no longer with us, I'm presiding over this, and so we have to elect a chair and vice chair for the year of 2026. So nominations are open.
Shall I nominate or elect?
You can.
I move to
Nominate.
elect Denny Haymeister as the chair and Frank as the vice chair to serve in the calendar year 2026.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Going once, going twice?
You don't want a second?
So I need a second to elect.
To make a not to nominate, but
Okay.
to propose, I don't know.
I'm moving to elect. I skipped the nomination.
Okay.
I skipped the
Well, then we
nomination.
should have a second.
Can I second?
Okay,
Can I
very-
second
He
myself?
just did
Oh,
that. He just did
Let
that.
Chris do
He
it.
beat you to it.
Come on,
All right,
Chris, you can
is the
second it.
second.
Okay, very good.
Well then, since that was made into a motion, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, and the meeting is now going to Mr. Hemmeister to run.
Okay, I'll second that. You want to beat on this a little bit first?
My first action is adjournment. So. Nice seeing you. Happy New Year to you. Okay. Okay, we'll now get into the interview for prospective members of ABCs. Mark, you want
Absolutely.
to hit those?
Yeah, so the board tonight has the opportunity to meet with some prospective candidates for our various ABCs, which is authorities, boards, and commissions, prior to making appointments. I do want to point out that the first candidate, Mr. Baggett, has withdrawn from consideration. So tonight, there are three folks who should be given the opportunity to speak. Robert Hoffman, Alexander Schmidbauer, and Kelly Wolgast. So, and after you have an opportunity to meet these folks, the board will make appointments to these boards later in the meeting. So I don't know if you want to call Mr.
You want to
Hoffman.
introduce
Say,
who's
Mr.
here? And
Let's say, Mr. Hoffman, do you want to stand up first and?
Certainly not.
No?
Oh, silence. Bob Hoffman, I've known most of you for quite a long time. I used to be on the board of the Planning Commission over in College Township, and I really enjoyed it. It was a time to really understand what was going on in the community and the activities and proposals, and be able to offer some comments related to those land development things. And I miss it. When Ann and I moved to Harris Township, of course, I had to get off that committee. And I thought, I really miss it, and I would really enjoy being on the Planning Commission here in Harris. It's a different township, with different chemistry and different motivations. I would have some homework to do to catch up on what's occurred in the last couple of years as far as zoning and land development. But I think that that's my homework, and I would do that. Other than that, I have open for any questions that you might have of me. I'm retired now. I still have my license, but I'm very tired. Right?
You're also a longstanding member of the Wolfsburg Fire Company.
Yeah, too many years,
many.
47, I think.
Oh, that's not enough. Keep going.
Age catches up with you with that profession, and I now am more active in the Lions Club than I am in the township.
You also played a role in saving Duffy's at one point.
Yes, I did. I went to the basement and
Yes, you did. I have a story for you later.
Thank you. Any questions of Bob? I can't ask him anything that can be made public, so everything I had is not suitable for public consumption.
Thank you, Bob.
I don't know how to answer. Okay, well, good. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. Okay. Mark?
Next up, we have Alexander Schmidbauer. Mr. Schmidbauer is currently serving as our CNET representative, which he is interested in continuing in. He's also interested in serving on the Planning Commission.
Hi, I'm Alexander Schmidbauer. I am interested in continued involvement with CNET as well as joining the Planning Commission. I want to serve the township by leveraging my engineering and leadership skills to support thoughtful, well-planned growth consistent with the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code and the township's comprehensive plan and ordinances. I'm eager to learn and committed to developing a strong working knowledge of local zoning, subdivision, and land development regulations and long-term planning principles. I value objective, fair decision-making, collaboration with fellow commission members, and meaningful public input. I'm currently reading the Citizens Guide to Planning to build a strong foundational knowledge of land use planning and municipal governance. And am committed to continued education so that I can provide informed, well-reasoned recommendations to the Board of Supervisors. If appointed, I will pursue formal training through the PA chapter of the American Planning Association. Thank you for your time and consideration. I'm hoping to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Questions of?
I'm
You
good.
hit it.
Good right out?
Thank you.
You did well.
And then the last one we have is Kelly Wolgast, who's also interested in serving on the Planning Commission.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Kelly Walgas. I live up in Sophie Court in Springfield Commons. I've been a member of this community since 2016, coming here after a long time being in the military. My experience, right now I work at Penn State. I am a registered nurse. I'm a graduate faculty at our College of Nursing here at Penn State University. I'm also a Penn State graduate. I always like to say that. It came back to this community because not just because of the job, but because I knew about Happy Valley and my love for this place. I'm originally from New York, Rochester, New York, so I was an out-of-state kid a long time ago, but really knew about this beautiful part of the country. My experiences, you're probably thinking, well, why a nurse, right, on a planning committee? Well, I'm a leader. I've had a lot of executive leadership experience in the military, and also in my military duties, I was responsible for facility planning and for community planning as part of my role in the military for many years. So I do have a bit of a background in that. I'm not an engineer like that young man over there, but I do think like a scientist because I'm in healthcare, and so we think engineers and healthcare people tend to think a lot alike because of our structure and our education. So I'm here just in the spirit of serving the community, and I look forward to serving in any capacity that you see fit, and thought there'd be a new voice here in the township for you to consider. So thank you.
Interesting involvement with the Community Oversight Board of the Police Department.
That's wrong.
Okay.
No, that's no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Any
She's
questions
on
for
the
me?
back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, I won't hold it against you. We're in the Army.
Yeah,
Us
well.
Navy guys, we like the Navy, so.
You won the Army
I won't-
Navy this year,
I won't
so.
hold that against you, so.
Good. That's it?
Those were our three.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Move on to.
Wait, before we move on, discussion here just a little bit. Mark, I think we would probably be remiss if we don't explain the situation on the planning commission with the alternates and what we've got to do and how that's going to transition. So I think if you want to do that,
Yeah.
to let us know, or I can do it, whichever.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So we have currently 7 members of our planning commission, and also there are 3 alternates that were appointed previously. Now, those alternate positions, it was found that the ordinance had never been amended back in 2015 or 2016 when the board first appointed alternates, and that needs to occur yet. So what would likely happen is the board could still appoint alternates, but they would not officially be in that role until the ordinance is adopted. I have drafted that ordinance amendment, so you could consider it as early as next month. It's pretty simple, just saying we're going to expand the planning commission to have 3 extra people as alternate members. So alternates, they are seated members of the commission, but they don't vote unless they are actually put into a vacant, if somebody's vacant that evening and they're required for a quorum. But nonetheless, they still get to participate in all the deliberation as a regular member would. It's a good opportunity to kind
We
of.
do have one vacancy though on the.
We have one, we technically have 2, but one of the regular members is interested in being reappointed.
Okay.
And then we have 1 vacancy in the alternates as well. The other 2 vacancies, they are interested in being reappointed.
Okay.
So,
Well, the only other thing that, on that, we have found success in this, that the planning commission is one of the hardest ABCs to get up to speed on, and we found that putting people in the alternate position, by the time they get a year or so in that, they're ready to move up, so when somebody in the planning commission steps down, we have somebody right in the path to go into it. So we really like it, and that's why we will change that ordinance, and and go back to that. So we, just because you're an alternate doesn't mean you don't get in there and, roll up the sleeves and make it happen. So, but that's something that I think that we've found success in, and I think we'll continue that. That's all.
And we'll go into exec session later on to discuss this in detail. So don't leave if we go to exec session, because we'll come back and then make your appointments. Okay? Okay, resolution 2601, which is the appointment of the 2-year employment agreement for Mark.
So, Resolution 2601 adopts a new 2-year agreement with the township manager, and it would become effective January 6th, 2026, and expire on January 3rd, 2028.
Discussion?
I move to approve resolution 2601, adopting a new 2-year employment agreement with the township manager.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
You're with us for 2 more years.
I am.
I'm sorry.
Okay, resolution 2602, which is the township manager's salary.
I moved, we table this indefinitely.
At least for a year. We always like to test his patience.
I expected any more, so.
I didn't do it.
Got a motion?
I move to adopt resolution 2602, setting the township manager's salary for fiscal year 2026.
Got a second?
Second.
Second. Discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Presentation from Rethinking 45 Task Force.
So
Go ahead.
the representatives of the Rethinking 45 Task Force are here this evening to provide a presentation outlining key concerns regarding the potential expansion of Route 45, which is included in PennDOT's State College Area Connector Recommended Preferred Alternative. And the copy of their request is included in the agenda, and I have a PowerPoint presentation they sent to me that I'll be projecting on the screen. So, Eliza, if you want to introduce yourself.
I most certainly will. I'm Eliza Pennypacker. I am here as the spokesperson. Apparently, I drew the short straw. A spokesperson for a group of folks who are residents of Harris Township, Bollesburg, and more specifically of Liberty Hill. Mark is going to run this presentation. I'm not accustomed to this, so we'll do our best, okay? So go ahead and hit next. So you all know where we live, at Liberty Hill, along Earlestown Road, up on the hill.
Which one of those is yours?
I'm not telling. We represent a larger group of folks at Liberty Hill who have some concerns about what PennDOT has proposed next. But we're also concerned not only about us at Liberty Hill, but also very specifically about Ashworth Woods across the street, or across the road, I should say, on Earlestown. We both abut Earlestown Road. Next, please. And we both are completely dependent on Earlestown Road. We're focused, now SCAC is a big project, right? But we're focused very specifically, and let me see if I can do this, on this half mile from Bowl Avenue up to the 322 interchange. Next, please. For both communities, our access egress points are, as I said, completely dependent on Earlestown Road. We are fortunate at Liberty Hill that we have some back routes in and out, but Ashworth Woods has nothing else. They are completely dependent on Earlestown. Next. So we have heard a lot of very intelligent folks say what we believe is a rumor, that Pennsylvania 45 study of was removed from the State College Area Connector, and we've heard an amazing number of people say this. Great, so that means there's going to be no impact on Earlestown Road. Next, please. The fact is, and this gets a little complicated, so follow me, Pennsylvania 45 was removed from the SCAC to a separate study in January of 2024. And next, please, a brief quote from that study, or the announcement of that study, excuse me. The initial study will be conducted independently of the ongoing SCAC project and focus on the section of Route 45 between Bowl Avenue and the area slightly east of Old Fort. It will analyze existing conditions and identify potential safety, operational, and geometric upgrades. Okay, next please. This one doesn't have any text because this is brand new. We want to flag something that we learned very recently. In fact, this afternoon. We want to be very careful how we state it, so I'm actually reading some text here. We understand that PennDOT may have decided to remove the section of PA 45 between the 322 interchange and Bowl Avenue, the area that you see here, from the PA 45 corridor study that they announced in January of 2024, and that the Earlestown Road segment from Bowl Avenue down there up to the 322 intersection, the area represented by this image, is now part of the SCAC, is now back in the big project. If that's the case, we're not here tonight to argue this decision. What we are asking for is clarity on the record about when that decision was made, why it was made, and how impacts to PA 45 in this area will now be evaluated, including what public input opportunities exist. Does that make sense? So it was in SCAC, then it was out of the SCAC, and we've learned that it is back in the SCAC. Next, please. The things, of course, that we are very selfishly most interested in / concerned about include this, which was presented to us by PennDOT. We asked them to come to Liberty Hill to clarify what's going on in our neck of the woods with the SCAC. And this was one of the things that they showed us. This was September 15 of this year. You're familiar with this. It's an expansion, of course, of the 322 interchange to have both on-ramps and off-ramps in both directions. Next, please. Along with that, this is an image, actually it's a short video, I'm not going to show you the video, of a SPUI, a single point urban interchange, which is proposed for under the new 322 4-lane, okay? Kind of odd because they chose, this was presented at a public meeting in August of 2024. They chose to use this SPUI, which is actually, I believe, from a project down in Virginia, but it's illustrative of the idea of a SPUI. So imagine, if you will, this is 322 going over Earlestown Road, which goes from top left to bottom right. Now, what I think is odd is that these are 6-lane roads. Ours is not and never will be 6-lane, but this is what they use to illustrate. The SPUI, the idea is that there's a single traffic signal underneath the 322 overpass that will regulate left turns in both directions coming off of 322, as well as traffic moving on Earlestown Road. So there's the expanded interchange, there's the SPUI, and next please. There's also an expansion of Earlestown Road. This, of course, is Commonwealth Drive, Ashworth Lane, from the current 2 lanes plus turning lane to 5 lanes, 4 lanes plus a turning lane. So these are changes that are being proposed by PennDOT in the area that we are extremely dependent upon. Next, please. Core concerns for those of us who live along Earlestown Road, no surprise, safety and access, especially for residents of Liberty Hill and Ashworth Woods as we get on and off of Earlestown Road. Next. And also loss of our walkable, bikeable access to Bowl Avenue. This path is all we got. It's not great, and especially at the intersection down at Bowl Avenue, if you've ever tried to cross there, it's pretty horrible, but it's what we have, and it is very well used. by residents of both communities. Next, please. PennDOT's materials show this as a section profile of Bowl Avenue to the Spooey interchange that's proposed, and there's no pedestrian bicycle access at all. Next, please. So, this is where we get a little text heavy, okay? Sorry about that. We believe that safety on US 322 should strengthen, not compromise safety on PA 45. Next. The SCAC project is intended to improve safety and mobility on 322. That goal should extend to connecting roads like PA 45, not shift risk onto them. And safety, access, walkability, and bikeability along 45 are daily lived concerns for nearby communities that will have potentially an impact for generations and we don't want to see that impact as being negative. Next, please. So here's our ask. It's pretty simple. Process clarity and public input. Next, Mike. In January of 2024, PennDOT announced that 45 would be studied separately from the SCAC through a corridor study with opportunities for public input. And I believe we're going to provide you a handout that is the PennDOT's announcement of that study in 2024, where they made that quite clear. Next, please. We're simply asking for clarification on how PA 45, especially the segment along here between 322 interchange and Bowl Avenue, is now being handled, and what public opportunities input will exist. Next, please. So here's our request, okay? The requested actions for the Board of Supervisors, and we're going to give you this as a handout also. Request clarifications from PennDOT regarding the status of that PA 45 corridor study that was announced almost 2 years ago now. Next, please. And ask PennDOT to explain how the concepts shown in the SCAC materials, the expanded interchange, the Spooey, and the 5-lane road, released after the January 19, 2024 announcement, will be handled. How are they going to be handled, and what opportunities for formal public input will be provided? Next. Thanks. I'd be happy to try to answer any questions, and I would welcome input from my team as well.
I like the driveway going to the Herbster property.
Yes, that's the driveway going, yeah, that's right. Yep.
Frank, you are appointed to the
Sure.
staff committee, so you have anything you'd like to add to this and
Well,
clarification?
I do have, I don't know if it's adding or just compiling on top of, but a couple things. Number one, I know I've been on this board now 10 years, and I know Denny and Nigel have been here longer. And for as long as I think all three of us can remember, we've been asking PennDOT for two things. To reduce the speed limit on 45 up in Shingletown Road so that that isn't a speed limit, and we got told we can't do, they just ignore us. And in 2016, we passed a small area business plan, and it had for putting a road diet out here, where we would have 2 lanes out here and not 3 lanes. And we also were going to take one or both sides or one side and make it a biking walking path. And we've asked that, and PennDOT has told us that the residents of Harris Township, when they asked and surveyed it, there wasn't enough interest in it. Now, that's what they told us. But we want that traffic reduced. Okay? This road, what was exactly, it's going to make it worse. And that's, we've been fighting this, and what I would say to you is the next opportunity for input into this project will be when the NEPA comes out, which should be this spring or early summer. And that will be the next time that they put that in. As far as the Route 45 study, when this project originally started, it was the 144, 45, 322 corridor is what that study was, and it was to make safety in all those, because 67% of the total accidents in those 3 roads are on 144 and 45. Only like 28% is on 322, and it's bad. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not bad. but there was just as much there. So when they decided that this was going to be the route, they said, well, and I said, well, you know, you aren't looking at 45. Why haven't you looked at 45? So PennDOT gave us literally $3 million to do a traffic study up through and a safety study. That's the study that you're seeing up there. As far as I know, it is supposed to come out here in this winter, and they're going to let us know. Once that happens, those projects will go to the MPO and be on the TIP, which is a Transportation Improvement Plan. The TIP is it's Chinese arithmetic. It's a 4-year program that happens every 2 years. Don't ask me how that works, but that's what it does. So you have to, you know, when you go there, I would, like I bring it up when I'm sitting at the MPO meetings, but the MPO meetings are open to the public. And they're usually, like our next one will be the end of February. It's usually the 4th Tuesday of every other month. It'll be February, then March, and so on. Or not March, February, April, and June, and that's the way it comes. So I would, if I was you guys, it's usually at 6 o'clock, I would have somebody there, you know, expressing your concerns there. That would be one thing. The other thing, and I talked to Denny a little bit before the meeting, I think this board needs to write a letter in conjunction with what you guys are doing, addressing these issues. And telling them that we want this road diet. We don't want more cars, we want less cars. And yes, the bike path will be something, we do want something coming down. And if they're gonna do that, then we want it on both sides of the road. We don't want people having to jump on either side of the road. That's the only thing we've got out of this project was the all-use road going from here, it'll go from Bow Avenue out to Tussey when the road's done. So we did get that put in. And we put it in with a berm and a divider, so it's completely off the highway. So we were able to get that. But that's what I would suggest, and I think when I met with you guys, I said, don't write one letter, write 240 letters. And I brought it up at the last MPO after we had met, and PennDOT said, well, we talked to them in September, they didn't have any concerns. So that was exactly what the guy from that is running the project told me. So it doesn't surprise me to see what was announced today. That doesn't surprise me. And like I said, Denny and Nigel have probably had more experience in it, but PennDOT kind of does what PennDOT wants. And I've even called our representatives, and they really don't have any. You know, PennDOT they're not elected. They're set over here, and they just do what they want. But we just need to keep being squeaky wheel about it. And that's the only thing we can do.
PennDOT will acknowledge removing the connector from 322 to 45. That cross connector that was on the...
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That they've agreed to that.
Well, we can thank Potter Township for that one, because Potter Township, the Potter Township didn't want that. They didn't want that, and I knew, I said, we have Warner Boulevard. We already have an interchange. We don't need that one.
Yes.
And I kept pushing that, and when Potter Township got that one taken out, because they didn't have an exit between Potter's Mills and here, and that's where we went right to that one. And I still say they don't need that because we got Warner Boulevard.
Agreed.
So, anyway, but we'll keep fighting for it.
But even like when I talked to them before, and like I was pretty nasty at first, because it's PennDOT, I can do whatever I want. But I mean, it doesn't matter whether I'm a citizen or a supervisor. I mean, I really came in with an attitude. I was surprised at like how accommodating they were, a little more accommodating. Like, because I told them like my biggest concern is this huge interchange around 45, and I said there doesn't need to be. There's no reason that needs to be this huge interchange, and I wanted a shorter interchange, and they actually said, well, we can do something like that. And I'm like, if you have the ability to do something like that, why are you not doing something like that? Because really, when you look at it, there's really not coming in from 322 and getting on 45. There is not that much traffic that comes off of there. There really isn't that much traffic. Why on earth do we need these big interchanges there when really there's not that much traffic? I don't agree with Frank about the road diet, but that's a different story altogether, because I know where the certain portion of State College comes in, goes through Bollesburg, and then picks up 322. It's the easiest for them. But maybe that's beside the point. But I agree with you about we don't need this monster of a thing coming in. I don't even see it in the future that we need this monster of a thing coming in Harris Township. I mean, the only time it's going to be a problem ever is probably during a football game.
Right. 8 days a year.
Or an accident on somewhere where they have to detour traffic or something. but other than that, I just don't see the need for it.
Agreed, and just a couple of comments if I may. One is, I think my pals will corroborate this, that our recollection of our meeting with PennDOT on September 15th at Liberty Hill is very different from theirs. We voiced a whole lot of concerns and were simply told, sorry, it's got to be that way. I also agree that we do not need that full interchange at 45. There are 5 other complete interchanges between here and Valley Vista Drive that could take trucks to all the places that they would need to go, from Penn State to Bollesburg to Colonnade Shopping Center to Lowe's and Home Depot. So, and finally, what I hear from a colleague of mine who is an expert in having tried to counter DOT demands or, nationwide, he says it's all about numbers. And you're absolutely right, Frank. We got to write a lot of letters and a lot of statements of concern. So,
The traffic circle is going to be interesting also.
yes, indeed. Yeah,
Yes, it
we're
is.
not used to those around here, are we? At any rate, I want to thank you for your time. I don't suppose I'm allowed to ask any of them.
Well, if any of them have anything to say, but one other comment I will make. One of the things I get invited to, because I'm on this, is they have ACMs, which is the managers of all the projects in Penn State, or in Pennsylvania, and they meet periodically. So when they're going to talk about the SCAC, I get invited to those meetings. They're all Zoom type meetings.
Right.
And I was sitting on one when they had all the comments from the public hearings, and they had 47 letters, I believe it was, and plus they had a petition from one area, and they had all that. And the guy running the meeting said, "You got all those letters and stuff. Is there anything we need to hear?" And his exact words were, "Nothing we haven't heard before." So, like I said, it's a tall building. Well, we need to keep yelling and screaming, but I don't know another way to make it happen.
And again, the SCAC intended to improve safety on 322, thumbs up, but that doesn't mean that unsafe conditions should happen on the
I
connector.
agree.
I would like to see the numbers that they have exiting. Honestly, every single time I get off, there's just not that much, there's no traffic.
No.
So I guess I want to know what numbers that they're showing, and I want to know why they feel the need for this big old interchange.
I think those are questions that you, as public officials, can ask of them. I don't know if they'll answer. They've shown us the numbers.
I would make them answer. Wouldn't answer now.
I wanted to comment
Yeah.
that when they came for the presentation at Liberty Hill, there was a huge outcry.
Oh,
It'll pick you up for seeing that.
Is this where I belong?
yes.
Yeah.
When PennDOT came to Liberty Hill, there was a huge outcry from residents of Liberty Hill regarding, if you're going to put this large road in, could we at least have a stoplight there so we can get in and out? And their response was, we've done the traffic study, it doesn't merit a stoplight.
Yeah, they'll tell you that
But,
the accident
but they're
numbers-
telling us they need a big road to accommodate all the traffic that's going to happen, but we don't have enough traffic for a stoplight. I think they're talking out of both sides of their mouth.
They probably don't have the accident count that requires a signal. That's what
But
they'll tell you.
apparently, we're going to have that kind of traffic if we need 5 lanes.
PennDOT does not act proactively. They need the crash data to say, time to put a signal in.
I wanted to ask them, how many serious accidents/deaths will it take to get a stoplight?
And the improvements going east toward Old Fort, turning lanes, putting stops across from each other like Remy Road and Hoot Road, those are pretty reasonable. And then another turning lane down toward the Earlestown Diner, extending that lane? No, that's pretty simple to determine.
And our other big question was, why 1/2 mile of 5 lanes going to 2 lanes in Bollesburg and 2 lanes going on 45 East? Why? Who's going to go where fast?
I would say,
Thank you. Jeannie Foster.
go ahead.
Miles Gorelnik from Liberty Hill. It's just a timing thing. The opportunity to comment will occur starting January 1st. We have a 90-day window. The DEIS is supposed to drop within that period, the first quarter 2026. And there would be an opportunity, either 30 to 45 days, they'll announce when they drop it, for public comment. And this will be formal public comment, and it'll be put into the record. So I think this is an opportunity for all of us who want to express our concerns formally and get it into the record. That would be the time. So it could be any day. We'll see.
Is that leading into the NEPA?
Probably.
NEPA project release?
Well, when NEPA comes back, that's the thing. When it comes back, they could say that none of it is, it's your Environmental Protection Agency. It's all the federal guys, the National Highway Safety. It's all those that will come back. That's what the NEPA is. And when they come back, they could shoot down all the routes.
I think the traffic studies, all of the data that they've collected to support this project, this segment of road that we've just talked about, I think all of that data and their analysis will be in that DEIS. So that gives us the opportunity to take a close look at it. If we don't agree with it or we question it, that's the time to do it.
I think one of my biggest concerns about it is honestly the bicycle and pedestrian access. And it's not just Liberty Hill and Ashworth, it's out to Kaywood, it's out to Rocky Ridge, it's out to Willowbrook. It's, as a biker, it's horrible riding out there. And I think knowing that they've got the multi-use path going now all the way out to Bear Meadows Road, I think there's a real opportunity to connect that part of the township to the downtown area. It's incredibly walkable if it's safe. And I think if we can get enough people from Liberty Hill, from Ashworth, from Kaywood together, it at least gives us a chance. And like Frank said, they could ignore it. But the only way they're going to know that it's a concern for us is for us to get together in force and be heard. So
I don't think it's just those communities, though. Kelly Walgas up here again. So I live in Springfield Commons, and this is a concern for us as well. I don't think we should limit it just to your communities, because this is impacting everyone. And something that wasn't on the slides that I think could be added is the noise. The safety of the noise volume and the noise pollution that is going to be introduced into our little township as well.
Talked a lot about that. And that was one thing that I was concerned with. And they have already stated that the noise level coming off 322 right now is beyond acceptable.
Correct. I can
So
tell you
their
from my back
comment-
porch.
right. No, but their comment is beyond acceptable right now. So their comment about it was that they believe that they're going to need some kind of noise intervention. They've already know that. So I'm assuming, and then of course I said, if you're going to put up walls, I said you're going to make it pretty on the other side. So they've already agreed to that, as far as I understand.
But I would recommend that any recommendation that we're sharing out to the community is, if it comes out, is a pre-packaged message. We all could use that in to help people write letters. It's nice to give them the language that they need to write in a letter, or at least give them an example of that. And get that out in I would say blanket the whole township, not just the communities that are on 45. Blanket the whole township. So.
But when you get together with maybe the outline of what Pennsylvania Restaurant and Lodging Association is like, here, send this email in that we're sending you. I think it should be more personalized. I always thought it should be more
I
personalized.
agree, it should be personalized, and we could do letter writing nights or something for personalization. I agree, but I do think getting someone started will help somebody write a letter.
I agree
The
with
art
that.
of letter writing is, an email, it's sort of a past art, unfortunately. Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
it is.
thank you for
They
giving me
can't
a
do
I suspect most neighborhoods have a listserv that they share amongst the residents. And Linden Hall does,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I know
Willowbrook
Kaywood
does.
does. Do you have?
We do.
I bet
Okay.
Springfield Commons does. Yeah, we do. Do you? Use those organizations to get together and
You gotta get some contact information from maybe like your group, who you contact, and maybe we could put it in a newsletter.
Great.
and we have
So
a
then
lot of
all township would get it.
We have a very large listserv on the township. We can either pull out what's relevant for the townships, for the neighborhoods.
If I might say something, I'm a 35-year resident of the Hill, and I'm really pleased with the way Liberty Hill turned out. It's in my backyard. I'm right against Harpster Park on that area. And the other a big concern I have, and you all should have that too, because I bet a lot of you take the left turn up the Bollesburg Pike and go in Memorial Drive to access your home. It makes sense, and there hasn't been a problem there yet, but the number of left turns at that intersection has increased exponentially since Liberty Hill's been developed. And this, so I've been pushing for a turn lane, dedicated turn lane, which would then turn into the road diet that we've proposed before. So I would really appreciate if you'd add that section in, because I think it's really, we're not giving up on that road diet. I think it's really important to the community. There's not enough traffic to warrant 4 lanes going right through the business strip of Bollesburg along the highway. There just isn't. And the fact that people are playing dodgems, getting around the other cars that are taking left turns there. My wife was injured really severely by being rear-ended by waiting to take a left turn there. And I also urge any of you who don't think about this, look at what's coming up behind you if you're stopped waiting to make a left turn, and be ready to floor it and go straight, because it's going to happen again. And so I've been pushing for that. So the road diet proposal that we had would include that left turn lane, and then it would, at that point, filter to 1 lane going down the rest of that corridor, and that justifies or makes it basically, if that happens, why on earth would you have 4 lanes from that interchange going into Bowl Avenue from that new 45 interchange? And because I use your sidewalk a lot. I ride my bicycle around the outside loop and come down into Bollesburg that way. And yeah, that's really important. It's a good piece of sidewalk, multi-use path, whatever. I admit that it's a little hairy down at the bottom, but yeah. But anyway, so if you're doing your letter writing, incorporate that in. It's bigger than just that interchange. It's the township, so again, like, and the amount of traffic that would actually be coming off and turning right on 45 would be more local, because if they're going into Center Hall area, they're not getting off in Bollesburg. They're getting off at Potter's Mills.
That's right.
My concern though is how are they gonna put up the signage? Are they gonna direct a lot of traffic saying first exit to Penn State University, right?
Now, we would fight that, I assure you. I mean, basically, for the majority of the football traffic stays on 322 to at least to College Avenue. We don't have that much coming off through Bollesburg anymore, except for people that want to go through Bollesburg for businesses or get into the south end of town.
I think that part of the impetus of this whole project is to start funneling traffic out via Route 45 to get to Penn State University.
Well, I certainly hope not.
Well, and I think that's really where the road diet comes in to play where that becomes a real net positive for the community, where if it's one lane in each direction with a turning lane, it really does discourage a mass amount of traffic coming through. And if safety really is a top concern for them, I feel like that's a real good way to sell it. It's for the pedestrians, for the motorists in Boalsburg, for the local community. If we're funneling more traffic through, that really has a negative effect on safety, where if we can really say, as a part of this, can we piggyback this other project on, I think it would have net benefits, really from a safety standpoint and from a community standpoint.
Recognizing how PennDOT operates, they'll listen more sincerely to the community than they will to the township.
But it's also unfortunate.
We have experience doing that.
But it's
so.
also unfortunate that the numbers, they do have the numbers coming through Boalsburg. And they have those numbers. And that was, I talked to my father about this. I don't know how he got the information, but that's been the impetus of not having the road diet in Boalsburg. And that's because of the number of people from the one end of town, the half of the people coming in or getting on 322 by coming through Boalsburg, because the only other way would be to go through, State College, go downtown, go through and pick up the road, which is not worth it. So I think that that's the bigger problem with this, but I still think that regardless of what you do, even that section of State College coming through does not warrant this huge interstate, interchange that they're showing us. Nothing warrants that. Because if you look at, like I said, every time I get off of 322, there's maybe one or two cars in front of me, and there's nobody in front of me when I'm coming down to make a right, to go down to come down here.
Could I suggest then that your neighborhood, get in touch with the other neighborhoods, put some kind of an outline sketch together of what you want in your letter? We can help you conceptually think about that. I think what you've shown us is good data, good ideas, and let's put it on paper and with a lot of signatures or a lot of letters, and see what happens.
We don't have contacts in all of the communities. I have a contact in Kaywood. You're the New Hill contact. And you in Springfield.
We got Springfield contact.
Yeah, exactly.
Willowbrook back there.
I'm Willowbrook.
Fabulous. Great.
We have a Willowbrook contact?
He's
I'm Willowbrook.
Okay, that's right.
You're Boalsburg.
Willowbrook.
Yeah.
There you go, he's Boalsburg.
So if we could get names and contact information, we could certainly put something together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's just to kind of close this up, here's something to think about. This road out here, and going down 45 between your house, all this road out there. If you do not live in Boalsburg, do you need that road?
Which
The Bow Avenue. If you do not live in Boalsburg, do you need to be on that road?
Yes.
Because you got 322 to go by.
Where?
I'm sorry.
Right, you can go down Warner
Get on.
Boulevard, you got all that, you can get by that.
Well,
You don't have to come down this road.
If you want to do the local businesses and
That's right.
also going on to what I think will now be called local 322,
If-
right? The old
Yeah.
road.
Right, if you're gonna do local businesses though, you're gonna come out here whether it's 2 mile an hour or 50 mile an hour.
Correct.
If you're going to go out to, you've got to remember, if you're going to go on Early's Town, a lot of people come through Boalsburg to pick up 45, to go out that way. The communities out there, all the housing out there, living in Boalsburg, and then also beyond that. So if you're going to Center Hall, coming from State College, you're going to probably go through Boalsburg, make a left on 45 and head out. So that creates traffic that way. So yes, if you don't live in Boalsburg, there's a reason to come through Boalsburg.
It's a beautiful drive.
It is, I mean,
We
it's
don't want them
nice.
to.
Well, I want.
They can go around.
I like it, doesn't bother me. It's-
Well, you're still basically squeezing to one lane at the Boalsburg Pike and Church Street
Yeah.
at that intersection. Because
Yes.
how many times do you approach that intersection where somebody's turning left? Every time,
And
every
what
light
is the
cycle.
usefulness after that light heading out of town?
Yeah.
What's the usefulness of that right lane? Nobody turns into
Okay, guys.
Boalsburg there,
Well,
right?
Okay,
do.
guys, we are,
yeah,
we
they're
are
from here.
walking,
Yeah.
this community, Boalsburg, Harris Township is a walking and biking community. You look at any development, people are walking in the streets. The interconnectivity of this township is what makes this township. And if I would sooner see bike paths and walkways along Bow Avenue than a 5-lane road, because that's what it'll end up being. I'd sooner see that than a 5-lane road.
Good, so we've given you an assignment. Good, and we will help you in the township with the names and contacts, and we have all that. And
We are gonna pen a letter. If I have to do the rough draft on it and send it to Mark, we're
Yeah.
gonna pen a letter.
Thank you so
And
much.
so your handouts will be good for me.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing the work.
Absolutely.
oh, the handout, okay.
Yeah, you just leave them there, we'll get
Leave
it.
it for you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Good, thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the task force presentation. We're going to recess for an exec session to talk about ABC appointments, so don't go away. The excitement is yet to
I don't
come.
think, we don't necessarily gonna, we don't have to, we're gonna notify them in the mail, right?
Yeah, you don't need to stay if you don't want to. I'll follow up with everyone after the appointments are made. If you don't want to stay, the executive session will probably take
Won't take long.
maybe. There's a few legal matters we need to discuss, so it's going to
Okay,
take a little bit
it
of
could
time.
take, it could take a few minutes.
Entirely
Let's reconvene. Keep it cool, we'll get done quicker.
I've got a middle schooler.
Okay, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion, we move to appoint Mark Vokel to serve as Secretary Treasurer of Harris Township for 2026, setting the Treasury's bond at $1 million.
Second. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, I'd move to appoint Tracy Moriarty as Assistant Secretary Treasurer.
And keep going.
You okay with that, Ken?
Adopt Resolution 26-03.
Okay. Okay, Tracy?
Yep.
Okay. All in favor of that one, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Who seconded this?
I'll second it.
Professional appointments, Mark?
All right, in 2025, Harris Township, we got our engineering services from College Township, Century Engineering, and McCormick Taylor. We've been receiving services from College Township since 2002, and they provide engineering services for land development plan reviews and stormwater matters. Beginning in 23, we started working with Century Engineering, which is a subsidiary of Kleinfelder, and they provide services for infrastructure projects and other needs. They've expressed an interest in continuing in 2026, and McCormick Taylor has served as our township traffic engineer for many years and is also interested in being reappointed. We recommend that all three of these firms be appointed as their respective capacities as our engineers.
If there's a recommendation in favor of that recommendation?
I move that recommendation. Oh, do you want me to read it? Move to appoint
You can.
College Township Engineer Department and Century Engineering to serve as primary municipal engineers for Harris Township in 2026. Move to appoint McCormick Taylor to serve as traffic engineer in 2026.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Mr. Chairman, I move to appoint the Center Region Code Administration as primary SEO and Lauren Horner as alternate SEO.
Discussion?
You guys need a second.
Motion? You got a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Township Solicitor.
Mr. Chairman, I move to appoint the law firm of McQuaid Blasco with Thomas S. Schreck and Jennifer L. Bauer as principal counsel to serve as Harris Township Solicitor for 2026, and to appoint Ronald McGilligan McLaughlin, okay, and law firm of Stover McLaughlin to serve as alternate solicitors for 26.
And we need a second.
Second.
Discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Have you guys had this procedure down yet?
Yeah,
Who's
we're
next?
getting good here.
I move to appoint Scott Etter and the Etter Law Firm as zoning hearing board solicitor, and Davy Gaines as the law firm, and the law firm of Miller, Kistler, and Campbell as alternative zoning hearing board solicitor.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign.
I move to appoint Center Tax Agency as the Act 511 tax collector for 2026.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Annual COG and related committee appointments. Mark, you had made notes about that action.
I'll make a motion that we appoint the committee members for 2026 and direct township staff to notice all COG executive directors that the situation and voting policy shall remain unchanged for 2026 and should adhere to the decisions we made in the executive session.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Second? Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Not hearing any? Okay. Flip over again here. Other municipal appointments and reappointments.
Move to appoint Bruce Lord to serve as vacancy board chair for 2026 with the term ending December 31st, 2026.
Second?
I'll second.
We have a primary second. Discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Planning Commission.
I can do that. I move to appoint Bob Hoffman and Phil Becker as regular members of the Planning Commission, and Renee Deal, Alex Schmidbauer, and Kelly Wozniak, is it Wozniak? Wolgast as alternate members of the Planning Commission for 2 terms ending December 31st, 2029. Holy mackerel.
I'll second that.
Okay. We have a primary second. Discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Okay, I move to appoint Len Rocky to the zoning hearing board to a 3-year term ending December 31st, 2028.
Second.
Second, discussion? Not hearing any, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. State College Borough Water Authority.
I move to appoint Michael Smith to serve as Harris Township's liaison to the State College Borough Water Authority in 2026.
Second,
Second.
okay. Discussion? Not hearing any, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. CNET representative.
I move to appoint Alexander J. Schmidbauer to serve as Harris Township CNET representative in 2026.
Got a second on that
Second.
one?
Nigel did.
We got, yeah.
Nigel second.
Nigel, okay. Discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Center Region Park and Recreation Authority.
Move to appoint Chris Morrell to the Center Region Parks and Rec Authority to a 5-year term ending December 31st, 2030.
Second.
Second, okay. Discussion? Not hearing any? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Center Region Planning Commission.
I move to appoint Jeff Durr as the township's representative to the Center Region Planning Commission with a term ending December 31st, 2027.
I'll second that one. Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Go ahead, Chris.
Center County Metropolitan Planning Organization Technical Committee.
I move to appoint Peggy Johnson to serve as Harris Township's representative to the CCMPO Technical Committee for a 4-year term ending December 31st, 2029.
Give me a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting schedule.
We're
Don't
gonna
forget
do
the tax
You missed the
collection.
tax collection committee.
Got one more.
I move to appoint Township Manager Mark Bokel as representative and Finance Assistant Bridget Armstrong as alternate to the Center County Tax Collection Committee.
Where'd that fit? My last one is Center County.
That's it.
Oh, okay, I skipped one. Okay. We have a second on that?
Second.
Okay. Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, meeting schedule. Mark, you want to enlighten us when we want to get together?
Sure, so what we have in here are the dates that correspond to when you have met in the past. Second Monday at 7 p.m., and then your second meeting of the month would be the fourth Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Any of these conflicts with state holidays, federal holidays, any kind
Not
of?
that I'm aware of, no. I believe we looked at it and everything looked fine in here in terms of holidays.
November 25th, how's that for Thanksgiving? At that
That's a
second
Wednesday.
meeting?
That's the
It's
night
the second
before.
meeting, it's the night before, but you
Okay,
don't typically
okay.
meet your second meeting.
So it's potluck.
Okay,
It's potluck, the night before.
move to approve those. You got a second? You have a
I'll move
second?
to approve that.
Okay, you have a second?
Second.
All in favor, is signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, good, thank you. Appointment Delegate State Convention.
I move to appoint Denny to PSAT's convention as Harris Township delegate 2026.
Second.
You go on?
I'm thinking about it, depends upon the back work I'm gonna have done, so,
Well, if you don't, we'll send somebody else.
yeah. Put her down for now, yeah.
Okay.
We have a second, too.
And we need a second on that one?
We
I
already
gave
did.
You
a
have one.
second.
We got one.
Tracy.
Okay.
Yep.
Discussion? All in
But I don't know,
favor?
I think we should discuss this one. Just kidding.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right.
Fee schedule was in the packet. Any big highlights, changes on that, Mark?
Now, the only changes that were on there were some minor amendments from the code agency on the sewage enforcement costs. So I think that the per hour cost went up a little bit. Other than that, there was the additional $3 add-on fee for rental permits that we talked about in November and December. I had brought that up during my manager's report that I was gonna recommend that you do a slight add-on for rental permits to help cover police.
Is that a
police
short-term
and-
rental increase?
Well, it would be for any rental property.
Oh, okay.
So it's just to help cover our costs related to police and other enforcement activity.
How much did SEO go up?
I think it was $10 an hour on a few of those costs. Like the cost for a planning module and whatnot didn't change that I
Oh, okay.
can recall. It was just the hourly costs. for like sewage enforcement officer time went up to 90 an hour from 80. A few of those that are hourly went up by
And
$10.
that's all passed through anyhow.
Correct, yes. We don't collect it. This is just you approving it for the code office to be able to collect it on our,
And the customer pays for that.
correct, yes.
I guess I have a quick question, because in here, there was the, well, I guess it's probably during the manager's report.
Yep.
I can wait on it.
I'll
Okay.
talk about that here next.
Have a motion to accept that?
Move to adopt resolution 2604, setting the fee schedules for Harris Township.
Got a second?
Second?
Okay, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, manager's report, we have to talk about a reduction in salary for the manager, so that's gonna be a special topic.
Before,
Well, too late, we already passed.
before I jump into the manager's report, just for transparency purposes,
Yes,
you all were very, very quick.
Okay.
I want to read who the appointments are going to be to COG and other committees, just so that it's on the record.
okay.
So this was back on item I. The executive would be Denny, Finance, Frank, Parks Capital, Tracy, Public Safety, Nigel, Climate Action, Chris, Land Use, Community Infrastructure, Denny, Parks, Recreation, Governance Special Committee, Tracy, County MPO, Frank, Facilities, Tracy, HR, Nigel, noting that the board did decide to still appoint to those. Spring Creek Watershed Commission, Chris, the Heritage Museum, Bud Graham, and finally the Center County Solar Group, Denny. So I just wanted to have that on the record for clarity of who was appointed.
What about number 5 on that, on the front page, Mark?
So on my manager's report, I'll run over a couple of these real fast. Number 1, please let me know if you want to go to PSATs. It's next week that I have to do the registration. It's like 9 o'clock sharp. I'm gonna be on there doing it. So if you want to go, let me know so I can get you in the.
And that
The Hershey
triggers
Lodge.
housing reservation and conference registration.
Correct. Yeah. So I need to do both at the same time.
Put me down for now.
Okay.
I think I'm available as well.
Okay. So just so far, Tracy, you said you didn't think you would be able
I have
to.
a I have a competition,
Okay. And Nigel, Frank, you're
not that particular time, but.
okay.
What's that?
PSATs.
No.
Okay. I also wanted to highlight number 4, if the board had any concerns with, and I haven't heard back from the Conservancy on this, they were trying to get this fiberglass bell, I haven't heard back from them for a little bit, wanting to put this in that little area by the wooden pump that was a
I don't-
planter bed.
I don't even understand where that is.
So if you're
Like,
down,
there's not a lot of room there, in other words.
yeah, there's not a lot of room.
I don't understand what the point is of putting,
They have this commemorative bell that's for America's 250th. They were trying to find a place to put it. I don't think they wanted to put it in the cemetery because they felt like that might detract from the 3 ladies statue. Just trying to find a location in the township where it might work. They thought maybe the Diamond. They asked about that area because it's an old planter bed that hasn't been used.
I don't
Our
even
guys
know
went
where
in and cleaned it
I
up
don't
the
even
other
know where
year.
that planter bed is.
It's right there by the wooden pump to the west. There's a planter bed there that's probably, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 feet at its widest. And I guess they have an Eagle Scout that wants to he'll do the base for it. And then this
Okay.
fiberglass bell will be painted in some way. I don't know if you've seen the news about the other ones throughout the county that have been put up.
Phillipsburg has one, the county has one.
Yeah, and they're meant to be, I think, a tourist kind of destination, drive tourism. Just, you can go drive around the state and see all these bells that kind of highlight something about the local area and what makes America, America. So
You've spent a lot of gas, you've been doing all over this.
that's true. But this is something the Happy Valley Adventure Bureau, I think, gave them a grant for. They were just asking for permission. Parks talked about it. They liked it as a location.
But just clarify, that's the southwest corner of the Diamond?
Northeast corner of the Diamond.
It's right where the bike shop is, between the Duffy's and the bike shop.
Oh,
Right.
right
But
there.
the thing is,
not
like,
the
that,
other-
that has never really been taken care of by the township. Not really, because
No.
we cut the grass
How-
there.
Some
How
of
big
it's
is
our
this thing
property
gonna
though,
be?
so it's an option of where they could put it.
Yeah,
How,
well, I mean.
how big
I
is the bell
prefer
gonna
the-
be?
I don't think it's very big. I want to say, yeah, it's maybe like that big around. It's not massive. I saw a picture of it. It's not huge.
I
Not
saw
gonna
the
be.
county one too.
I'm guessing like a 2x2 base is probably the biggest they're
had
going to
one.
do, and they want to put a cover over it so it doesn't get damaged by.
They
Not
had-
gonna
they had
interfere with
one
the
on the
sight
one-
line for
Yeah.
traffic?
No.
This is behind all the
One
parking down
football
there.
game had
Okay.
one for the trophy, and they're only about this big.
Alright.
Let's see. I mean that was. again, that was what they asked about. I just wanted to get your feedback. Again, I haven't heard from anybody at the Conservancy for a while about it, so I don't know where they're at with getting it.
What did the Happy Valley kick in terms of cash for that?
I'm not sure how, I think it was a couple $1,000s. I wanna say it was like $5,000 or $6,000 to get this bell made.
Oh my gosh, for what,
Oh,
okay. There you
This
go.
is the
For what
planting
purpose?
bed right here that I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh,
This little
okay.
stone bed right here. Our guys went in, there was like a sumac tree growing in there not too long ago. They went in and took care of it. So they wanted to look at just putting it right here. And this is the bike
It doesn't
shop.
look that nice, trust me.
Well, it would need to be cleaned up, which I
Yeah.
assume this Eagle Scout would be doing.
Well, the problem is not so much, you know, it needing to be cleaned up, the problem is more being maintained.
how long does that stay?
I think
All year?
in perpetuity, that's why they want to put a cover over it until it, you know, someday is falling apart, I guess. We would leave it there.
It has to be there another 250 years?
Yeah.
Potentially.
So what's,
When is this picture taken?
This picture was taken April of 2012, according to this. It's been a while.
It must be because Riley's
That
still
trash
around.
can
So
isn't
it's
there
not-
anymore like that either.
you see, it's kinda,
This is September of 22, but it's harder to.
what,
See, they moved the trash can out to that
that's
public,
kind of a,
but to
gonna
that
be-
public area.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
blocked by parking and it's not gonna be that visible.
It's not gonna be that
I would think the
visible.
opposite side of the diamond,
Yeah, I
one
was
of
thinking it
those
was gonna be on
spots
that
would be
side.
better.
Like down around here.
Yeah,
I think they were probably worried about salt and road, you know, snow being hitting it here if you put it in this area.
Well, it's
And they didn't want to detract, I don't think, from the two planters here.
oh my God, you're gonna make me
But
sick.
you, sorry, yeah. I'll
Well,
stop.
I mean, go back to where they want it. The
Close your
trash
eyes.
can- The trash can is right there.
Close your eyes, Tracy. Don't.
I
just
know,
think
because- oh my
It's
God.
kinda funny, cause it's gonna be, it's not gonna even be visible because cars park there all the
No,
time.
the problem is you have the trash can right there.
Yeah, it's,
And then you've
I
got,
Township
you've
Hall.
got crap.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
It should be displayed somewhere where it can be seen pretty much all the time.
I'll
But
buy
And
the
not,
bench
not
out
being
there.
blocked by parked
Well, you can always
cars.
look at putting it down here by the township building if you
Yeah.
want. That's fine.
Township bench, whoever, that bench is,
Either that or this, where we put the new parking lot, you get that
I
little.
don't think, I would not
Island
want it
there?
next to a trash can.
I put it close to that township building.
I wouldn't want it that close to just a business and, again, by parked cars.
Well, no, I
That
mean,
doesn't make
the thing
any
that's,
sense.
I understand the whole thing though with the water pump. I get that because I think that that is like the appropriateness, that water pump is seen a lot. That, you know, that thing that has stuff in it is seen a lot. That is really, those are really seen. I get that, I do get it. But when you move that trash can, that was like what I was saying, when you move that trash can forward, I just think it's doing a disservice to everything to put it next to a trash can. If the trash can weren't there, and you know you put it next to the, you had that like little thing in there and the water pump and everything, you could actually make that a really nice little area. But I just,
And we can always look at moving the trash
Is the
can
trash
if
can
that
still
would
there?
help. Yeah, and we can always look at moving it. It was already been moved once, but
Okay, nobody's seeing it.
yeah.
How high is it gonna be? Is it gonna be above the rooftops of cars?
It's not gonna be
And that's
very
what,
high.
that's what gets me. It's like, why would you put it someplace where people are gonna park all the time?
no,
Yeah, I
you'd be,
understand.
no, I don't, because I tend to disagree because the number of people walking along that sidewalk is incredible.
There is a fair amount of pedestrian
There's
traffic there.
incredible
sure.
pedestrian traffic
I
there.
get that.
And those heading to
So-
the restaurant, it's a good path.
Yeah, it's a great path. People walk on that. People walk their dogs on that. People, I mean, just all kinds of people.
This
walk
is
on
what the
that.
bell looks like so far. I mean, it's
Is it here already?
no. This is it's been made. We don't have it. This was something that I think this was when was it? November. They sent me this picture. The bell had been made, but they haven't painted it yet. I mean, you can look at it. It's not massive.
They're fiberglass too.
It's fine.
They aren't dringable.
That's why they want to put a cover over it to make sure it's going to be okay in weather.
You're going to have problems moving that. If you're planning on moving that trash can, you're going to have to separate that out on the corner there and redo the whole section coming into that pump and make that a conglomerative area. And so you're going to have to re-landscape that, redo that whole area in order to put that bell there, in order for it to be appropriate at all.
I don't disagree. I mean, I was not suggesting it's ready for it now. This is something that Eagle Scout was apparently going to be working on, preparing the site, putting in the base. That's my understanding of it so far. Again, I was having a little bit of communication with Elizabeth Ritter at the time. She was the one who was working on it, but I haven't heard anything since end of November.
Well, I'm assuming Elizabeth is not working on this anymore,
And
so,
that's why I said I'm not sure where it's at.
yeah.
She's all interested in our input to a different location?
Oh, I'm sure that- I'm
On
sure
the
that-
bench out here, or?
Yeah, we can always, throw out other ideas, sure.
I'd like to,
It's our property, so.
I'd like to
we
look
can decide.
around and, just scope it out kind of myself.
I do like the idea of it being on the diamond, because if it's something people are gonna come see, then we wanna kind of
Yeah,
funnel
I-
people to the middle of town.
I agree with
Right.
you there, like, putting it out here doesn't make a lot of sense either.
Yeah, one of the drawbacks over here is we just don't have good pedestrian access, so if people are gonna
Yeah.
go walking across to look at it, that's,
Well, we got benches there anyway.
I know.
What's this
That's
spot?
after people ran across the road, their
Oh, PA one
resting
call,
spot.
okay.
I'm just kidding.
But you can go back to the site, and really, if you move that trash can to the other end of that area and made that area really nice, but, so you've got that brick right there.
Yes.
You'd have to take
Yes.
that up,
Right.
and you have to move the
Why-
trash can, you'd have to create an area around that, and
Why don't we put it in the middle and make a traffic circle around it?
that'd be a good idea.
Can we sort of
Fiberglass, it won't last long.
Well, no, it'll be mounted on something high enough so it'll be out of the way.
Fair enough.
Can we do a consensus by sort of favorite location? I'm fine with that.
I'm not fine with that the way it is. You have to do a lot of work.
I think we should all take a look and come up with ideas and come back.
There's no urgency. I wanted to make you aware of it and just,
Yeah,
get your
nobody's-
thoughts, so-
Nobody's installing this winter,
yeah, no.
but
They were
Yeah.
asking though where it could potentially go, and they asked if this was an option, and I said, we own it,
Yeah.
but Parks and Rec said they were fine with it, but I wanted to talk to you all first before any further discussion happened.
Tell them we had a good discussion.
I will.
yeah.
They can watch it on CNET.
We don't know what we're doing yet,
Yeah.
what we should
We like
recommend.
the idea of the bell.
Okay.
Okay. So the last
Okay.
thing I was gonna talk about for my manager's report is number 5, and that is the Happy Valley Adventure Bureau. If you recall, they came and spoke to the board a couple months ago, back in May, asking you to support the scenic byway. I don't think that the board ever actually said, go ahead and write a letter. I think they had implied they were gonna come back again one more time. I got a letter from them, or an email from them, asking me to write a letter of support. So I didn't want to write a letter of support. If you wanted to have another presentation from them, the scenic byway designation is just more of a tourism type tool. There's no impact to the roadway other than you can't have billboards erected
Yeah.
along it, which we already
Existing
prohibit.
billboards got to stay, but you can't direct them over.
Correct, but we already don't allow billboards, so.
But the billboards that are out there now are allowed to stay.
Correct, exactly. So it won't impact the township where we would have to make any new regulations to prohibit billboards or anything.
And it begins at
Existing ones
Woodward
could stay.
and comes this way.
Yeah, I don't know how far they're
All
gonna
the way
get.
out to
That's what they're
Ferguson.
trying to do, yes.
Well, I think that this goes into the same thing, they want to do this also with Route 45 getaways.
Right.
It's in conjunction with
Yeah.
Route 45
So
getaways.
if you're okay with me writing a letter, I will on behalf of the township and have Denny sign it, but as the chairperson, I just didn't want to write it if you wanted them to come back. They had sort of implied they would be back again.
Not worth it.
I don't really need them back.
Okay. And then don't forget item number 6, the joint meeting on the 28th with planning commission.
Send something out.
I will.
Okay.
Chris, did you
Oh,
have a
yeah, I was
question?
looking at number 3 with the rental scape, was like the cost for that covered in the 250 then?
Yeah, that's part of the $250 was to cover the cost of the
Are the other
software.
municipalities using the same software?
Both College Township and State College Borough use that same company. I don't think Patton does, and Ferguson, I don't think they do either. I don't know if they have any software, but,
Okay.
Patton is sort of loose, so.
right.
What's happening with the property in Willowbrook? Do we
Which
have
one?
any update?
The Rocky
The
one?
Rocky
Chubby,
property?
yep.
Well, I know that code, I talked to them about the wind damage. They, I believe, from what Walt told me, have been in contact with Mr. Rocky, but understanding that in cold weather like this, putting a ladder up against siding, it probably won't do well. It would probably break more of the siding that's up there.
Well, I mean, why would it have broken to begin with?
I don't know that there's much behind to attach it to, but from a code perspective, it was fine.
But this was wind damage on the west side that gets it going that
Yes.
way?
They did all new
All new siding.
siding, except that they didn't have anything to,
I think there's the
Do you-
uprights under there, but I don't know if there's any sheathing underneath it,
there's
so.
nothing.
They were just attaching it to the uprights.
Do you feel comfortable with what Code is doing and pursuing it?
At this point, I can understand their point. From vinyl siding, I don't know that it would do well if you lean a ladder up against it in cold weather. I don't know.
Especially if
It's
there's
no
sheeting
pro-
behind
it's
it.
no
Yeah, there's no
problem.
sheathing behind it,
There's
it's
no
probably
sheeting
gonna go
behind it,
through.
it ain't gonna last long.
Right, but the idea would be come spring, or once it warms up, he gets it done, and if not, we'll go back to the same route of taking him to court.
Well, there's no insulation in there either, because they didn't replace the insulation, so that's not blowing all over the neighborhood.
That's true. Yeah, there's only so much that they can do. I mean, if they make it where it's, sealed up from the outside, it's all they can really enforce from what it was described from building code.
Sounds like we've done about as much as we can without.
Yeah, we'll keep on this, and I'm hoping there's just no more wind damage between now and the end of winter. It's been kind of rough with wind.
Okay, item M, resolution 2604 fee schedule. We did
I
that.
did that one.
We got, correct?
Yeah, I
Yep,
think
we
you
did
should be
that.
on approval of vouchers.
Now, we're doing manager's report, approval of voucher. Did anyone take a look at the numbers for this one?
I did. I make a motion, we approve voucher number 2025-12 for $438,733.88.
Okay, we have a second on
Second.
that one?
Yeah, Nigel seconded.
Nigel, okay, discussion? Not hearing any, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Flip another page. Card committees we've talked about already.
Yeah,
Item eight.
unless anybody had a report.
The only one with Denny, with the finance, that's the only one I have.
Yeah, we had a brief discussion about enterprise funds, and we also talked about the excess funds in 2 or 3 programs. And basically decided not to pull those back and to allow them to stay, and the agency to spend that down. But we have not solved the enterprise fund issue with respect to its growth. And its growth is due to our growth.
And we're hoping to have this fund balance policy within the next couple months.
Good.
Finish it and get it approved.
Yeah, okay. Now sadly, we've come to item 9, so.
Still
anyone-
moved.
We have a second on that.
Second.
Yeah, we
Get out of here.
Everyone wants to go home.
vote with your
Do you want
feet.
to start signing?
Oh, we got stuff
Okay,
to
so the motion
sign.
and second to adjourn. So be it.
We're moved, Jeremy.
Thanks, Sheena.
Hey, by the way, this was good.